Second battle? Okay, welcome back, guys. Here is the second battle between kind of a historical battle here between Syracuse and Carthage. These guys, of course, had an epic rivalry. Over 200 years of war that Carthage that can be summed up by Carthage failing to put away Syracuse on numerous occasions. So many times they had the chance to put away Syracuse. Both sides usually had very incompetent generals, and both sides would have, or I shouldn't say both sides, the Carthaginians would usually have terrible luck. I remember on one occasion, they'd besieging Syracuse, and they'd have a plague suddenly hit their army and just decimate it and force them to retreat. I believe that happened on more than one occasion, actually, when they were sieging Syracuse. On another, I forget the guy's name, Agathocles, I believe his name was, the Syracusan tyrant. While Carthage was besieging Syracuse, and while all seemed lost, he slipped out with most of his army and landed in North Africa, and actually defeated the Carthaginian army, forced the army besieging besieging Syracuse to retreat and to North Africa, and scared the living crap out of the Carthaginians, because of course they didn't have a strong citizen army. They relied on the Libyans and foreign mercenaries, and the Libyans were prone to revolt, particularly when there was a large foreign army on their soil that they could use to their advantage. So, yeah. Until eventually, of course, the Syracusans under Dionysius gained the upper hand, gained most of Sicily, and sacked what was then the Carthaginian fortress of Motia. And that's when they replace it with Lilybaeum, which is the more famous Carthaginian fortress on the island of Sicily. And then the Romans, of course, come in and ally with Syracuse against Carthage. Anyway, so back to video games. You can see my opponent is going to start to try and press on my flank, and I'm going to respond by sending all my cavalry around, and also sending a unit of my picked hoplites and my slingers to hopefully fire on his cavalry. This is probably not the best move. My slingers would be much better served firing on his infantry, and I can handle his cavalry on my own, especially with my picked hoplites. So he's going to pull back as he's going to move forward here. Smart move, and I'm going to press forward. I'm not going to attack him yet, but I'm also going to start splitting my cavalry here. 2 cavalry to kind of screen, and I'm going to hopefully wait for him to charge wait for an opportune time to charge him myself. But you can see here, he is going to press forward again, and he's going to start harassing me with his Numidians, and I'm going to try and chase them off. This is the famed Numidian cavalry. Probably, arguably the greatest missile cavalry, I would think, greatest jav cav in the ancient world. So you can see he's going to press. At this point, I should have charged him rather than run away. And right now, I'm trying to flank around, and that's not going to work well. So he's going to get this great charge, just a blunder on my part. And I'm going to finally counter charge. But over here, I'm going to get a good charge on, double charge on him here, and I'm going to actually charge into his Numidians and his Carthaginian cavalry. And I'm going to have the upper hand in this battle. My Hippeus Lancers, you can see they're winning decisively over his Gallic or Scutari cavalry. So I'm going to win there, and then I'm just going to countercharge his men here, and mistaken that I can now encircle his cavalry. While you can see over here, he's going to be sending his hoplites, and I am going to be trying to intercept them with my picked hoplites before they can get into battle with my cavalry and wreak havoc. So you can see I'm winning this fight, but he is going to get a devastating charge, and I'm going to quickly countercharge right as his cavalry that I was mopping up over here finally breaks, and he is going to win the cavalry fight over here, while I'm going to have the upper hand of the cavalry fight over here. So it's going to come down to who can win their side of the cavalry fight first. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to get into a mutual clash of spears and swords. He's going to charge his Gallic warriors, and they're going to get a devastating volley in. I'm going to charge my hoplites. I'm going to charge them over here also. I won't win this battle head to head. The problem is he has more infantry than I do. He can outflank, and when I circle back to the cavalry fight, you're going to see he's winning. But one-on-one, I am not. Where are my forces? I'm not going to be able to win this fight with his heavy melee, with his Gallic warriors and his veterans. Well, you can see here what he's going to do. He's going to bring in his elephants, and this is an incredibly smart strategy. You're going to see he's going to bring his elephants right through this gap here, and right as I'm mopping up these units, he's going to sweep his cavalry right through his general's bodyguard, and he is going to charge them straight at my Balearic slingers to prevent them from firing at his war elephants and forcing them to run amok. So look at this devastating charge. He's going to get in the back, and this is where it all starts to fall apart. Because one-on-one, I can hold off his infantry. You can see here my men are starting to waver, and he is just going to march them all through, keep on marching them through my infantry, and there's really nothing I can do about it. Smart move by him. I can't really counter this. I'd kind of forgotten about his elephants. And meanwhile, my slinger would be a non-threat. See this charge here? I'm desperately trying to wrap up his flank, but he's going to basically have a holding action. Look at this one-on-one. Oh, headbutt. Oh, come on. Kill him. Oh, they decided to fight other people. I like the one-on-one battles in Rome too, but I hate that there's a complete lack of a collision system. But yeah, he is going to hold off my forces with this one unit of Libyan hoplites while he mops up the rest of my army. You can see he successfully held out here. I'm one-on-one. I'm going to win this hoplite battle. With my picked hoplites, going to mop the floor with his late Libyan hoplites. But the problem is not fast enough to deal with the fact that he is going to just sweep around and hit me in my rear. And you can see now that I'm outflanked, my men are going to start to waver, and they're going to rock. So this is where it all starts to fall apart. I'm victorious on this flank, but I just don't have enough forces, and I don't have an effective counter to his elephants. To their credit, my hoplites are going to hold out for an incredibly long time, but just not long enough to be able to make a difference. He's going to start marching his elephants away. Yeah, you can see here he's just going to bog down my units. I'm trying to flank around because my problem was I'm going to blob, but I can't really afford to flank around. What I should have, because then he'll just come around and surround me. So my best bet was, I assumed was to quickly knock out, swarm his Gallic warriors, and then reform. What I should have done was just ignore them and reform before he could reform and bring his forces over here. You're going to see it's going to be too late to do that. So I do succeed in crushing the Scallions finally. Or, no, actually they're going to survive. But I'm going to just flee probably later than I should have. He is smartly going to, I believe, charge and try and pin my units down so I can't flee. But see, he just has way too many forces. Yeah, you can see he has, crucially has the elephants. I might be able to hold off everyone else, probably not, but I would have a fighting chance. But with the elephants here, I'm not. You can see he's going to charge with his lighter infantry to start pinning down my men. So I'm quickly going to stop fleeing because it's just going to cause my men to lose men and lose morale, potentially rout. And I'm going to try and quickly knock out these late Libyan hoplites, and then quickly try and reform with my main line. You can see when he sees that I'm reforming and I'm not braced, and he is just going to thrash my Samnite warriors just before I can brace them. And it's not going to end well. You can see there his African war elf is just going to wreck my Samnite warriors. This is where I told them GG. Because this is where it was clearly all over. But I'm going to try and desperately run away and reform. You can see my men are so tired, they're drooping their shoulders. That guy's like barely on his feet. Oh. Yeah, he's just going to harass them. With this cavalry. So good game to my opponent. You see his elephants are just going to wreck my men. Good game to my opponent. So the first two battles go to him. As you can see, yeah, just superior tactics. And I'll see you guys for the next